What's going on, guys? I want to do a full review here on the Halo Triton. I've used this for a couple months now, and I got them for me and Christina, and I really like it. So it's time to talk about it a little bit. The quick background on this is when I got into vaping, I wanted to get something that was basically a complete kit. It was all new to me, didn't know much about it. So I ended up getting the Halo G6. I basically hopped online, did a really quick research. Hey, what's a good company? That's the first one I saw. I thought, why not? Why not try it out, right? So this is the G6. This is actually not my first one. I love the first one so much. When Christina started getting into it, I gave her that one because it was cool. It was all black and stuff. And I got a new one. And I got this particular one for two reasons. And I'll talk about this if I review this new one. But I like the white battery. I just like that. And I also like that it glows red on the end instead of blue, which the rest of them did. My original intention was to get this kit and then eventually just get different cartomizers that are black or a different color. All right, because I don't like the fake cigarette look. I don't like that at all. I don't smoke cigarettes. Don't want to pretend like I do. I just don't like that. So I just ended up getting that in the kit. With the idea of doing new cartomizers in the future. But anyway, I like this a lot. This is an automatic vaporizer. So basically, when you draw air through or when you suck on the end of it, it turns on, right? I wanted to do something a little bit bigger, and because I liked Halo so much, I wanted to try another one of their products, and they also sold this one, which is the Triton. Now, what appealed to me with this is that it had huge tanks, okay? And instead of cartomizers, which I was used to, which had a little bit of a papery taste because basically the fluid or liquid is absorbed in this polyfill, right? And I read online that, the tanks are so much better. You get so much more flavor because it's basically loose juice in there. You don't taste that paperiness. So I saw this one. They hold a lot more fluid, and I want to try it. Now, these are manual vaporizers. So basically, instead of just sucking on the end and you get the vapor in your mouth, you have to push down a button. Okay, so when you're holding down the button, as long as you hold it down, you're able to draw through. It gives you a certain amount of time. I don't know what it is offhand, but maybe like 4 or 5 seconds, and then it'll just cut off. This way it doesn't overheat. All right, basically you hold it down and you can draw as long as you want, and suck the vapor through the end. And when you let go, it shuts off. So this is manual as opposed to something that's automatic. Now, manuals are very popular out there. I know people get very much into this hobby, and they can control exactly how many volts and the draw and the resistance and just all this stuff is very cool. This is very simple. People may like this, people may not like this. I would highly, highly recommend this for a larger system. The bigger battery, comparing these two anyway, the bigger battery lasts longer, and obviously there's more juice in there. So you can vape longer with this as opposed to this. I do prefer the automatic as opposed to the manual, but it's not that big of a deal. So basically, when I got this, I was blown away at the taste. It tastes so much better. You really can taste the difference when you're using a tank system as opposed to the cartomizers. All right. What came with this was basically 2 of these. Here's the box that it came in. All right, nice box, fake, I don't know, rubbery, kind of whatever. It's perfect for travel. I like this. Some people end up getting other types of pouches and stuff for all their gear and their vaping kits and stuff. I like this box though. It doesn't want to crush very easily. It's fine. Obviously, it's fits everything I need in there anyway. Came with a nice user manual. This is probably one of the best, most straightforward user manuals. There's nothing in here that I don't, need. It's very straightforward. And if you notice, 1 kit, 1 manual, 1 language. And it's the one that I speak and the one that I read. So that was very nice. All right. I know these videos are worldwide, and if you speak a different language, it may not appeal to you, but for me, I speak English, and even then, I don't even speak it very well. But I like the instructions are in English, made in America product. This is huge. Halo has always been supported by the vaping community because it's 100% made in the United States of America. All right, and their prices are still quite reasonable. This kit was $64.99. You have 2 full systems here. If you want to, this is perfect for me and Christina because we both use these. So anyway, the other one is identical to this, so I don't need to show it. I will show you with this one for an example. But basically, you can pick between 400 milliamp batteries or 600 milliamp. All right. Why would you go with the less small? Why would you go with 400 over 600? Well, it charges faster, but it doesn't hold as much. So it's preference. Some people like huge batteries that last forever. Some people like small ones that they can charge quickly. It's all, you know, preference. But I end up going with 600 milliamps for both of these, so they're identical. Also, you get to choose what color tanks you want. I went with the crystal clear ones for both. I like to be able to see the color of the juice and stuff. Gives me a quick reference. Like this one, I happen to know is the Longhorn, whereas the other one is Kringle's Curse, just because of the color. Doesn't always help you. There's a lot of, you know, juices with the same color, but I just like the crystal clear one, the look of it. But they do come with different, you know, the option for picking different colors. And they're all basically translucent, it's just they're a tint of a different color. But anyway, I went with the 2 crystal clear tanks. Came with one 35 millimeter cone, and I'll show what that cone is in just a moment. That's the cone right there. Talk about that in a second. Then it also came with a wall charger and adapter. All right, so basically when I want to charge these, you unscrew the tank from the battery. All right. Then you screw this into the USB connector. So what you can do is you can charge this directly in any USB, your computer, if you have some kind of, I don't know, if you're out and about somewhere, if you have some kind of, you know, car charger as well. I happen to have a USB port in my car, so I can charge this directly in my car, although I never have. It's very convenient, but more times than not, instead of plugging in USB, I use this adapter and I plug it right into the wall. Okay, and this is how I charge this. When you go to plug it in, the light goes red for a couple seconds, then shuts off, and then when it's all done, it stays on red. All right, really simple, really nice. Everything fits in the case perfectly. I like it a lot. It lasts quite a while. I don't know exactly offhand, you know, an exact time, but I can tell you I can vape for probably 3 or 4 days on and off before I have to charge it. And then if you were just one person and you wanted to buy this kit, it's good because you can switch back and forth. Now, of course, I use this with Christina, and there are times where, like, okay, both our batteries are dead, so we're not vaping with this at the moment. But ideally, it comes with 2 here so that you can use one, and when the battery dies, hey, guess what? You can still use the other one while you're charging it, all right? So that's why it comes with 2. It's not necessarily meant for 2 people. It's meant as, you know, having a backup for when the battery's dead. Plus 2 big tanks so you can have 2 different liquids if you want. Really easy to switch back and forth. You maybe you're in the mood for this flavor, now you want something different, you know, you can flip and flop back and forth. So anyway, while this is off, let me show you. This does take these huge tanks, and if I let this focus for a second, you will see that it holds up to 2.4 milliliters of liquid, and there's all increments there. All right, the tank systems, basically, our mouthpiece unscrews, and they do come with these little rubber caps, which is very nice, and I do use them. Think about it, I mean, this is going in your mouth, and if you put this loosely in your pocket or on the table, whatever, I mean, you don't want it touching stuff, so it's good to have a little seal there. But this unscrews. As far as maintenance and cleaning, this whole inside part unscrews as well. This holds your wicks. All right, you can unscrew this and lift it out for cleaning. Those wicks absorb your juice or your fluid. Super easy. You can buy replacement tanks. You can buy replacement center pieces. I don't know the official name for that, but really awesome. So that screws on nice and tight. The mouthpiece is very comfortable. Got a little juice on the table there. It smells good. Totally unrelated, but I love the Longhorn, and so does Christina, so highly recommended. But anyway, mouthpiece is very comfortable. It's larger. It's really nice. I'm used to using the G6, so going to this and actually having a conform mouthpiece it makes a difference. Very, very comfortable. But anyway, that's the tank. What I really like about this is the versatility. All right, put this cap back on here. This also prevents any kind of leakage if it does happen to want to drip out. It won't with the cap. So here's our battery. All right, if I want to use one of my cartomizers on here, I can. And this is the versatility that I really, really like about this system. Is I can pop this on here. You can see the separate set of threads. All right, and now I can vape with this. But that's kind of ugly. Even if this was black, right, or a different color or whatever, that's what the cone's for. This is basically just for aesthetics. This is so that if you have a cartomizer on here, you can put this on for a sleeker look overall. And then of course they make little mouthpieces that will fit inside of your cartomizers as well. So, to give you an example of that, hold on just a second. I'm going to pop this little rubber seal out. Alright, so here's the end of my cartomizer. I also have a mini tank, not to get more confusing on you, but this mini tank has a mouthpiece in which I can use with the cartomizer. So assuming that piece right there is black, my cartomizer is black, it has a very slick look to it. Alright, so let's pop that off. Put that back on the mini tank. I might do a separate review on these. These work together with the G6. Alright, so again, if you don't like the cartomizers, you can have a tank system, although it's much smaller. You see a comparison here, much smaller. It still gives you all those same benefits, the nice mouthpiece, the you know, no polyfill in there. So that's for a different review. But what I want to show you real quick here is that, let me put this piece back in. You take this cone off. This battery will also fit the mini tanks. Alright, so you have the cartomizers, the mini tanks, and the full-size Triton tank all fit on here. It's a very universal size, alright, and that threading. So now I can vape with the mini tank if I want. So really nice. One thing to note here though is the 35mm cone does not fit on the mini tank. You can get a longer cone if you wanted to use these together, which is nice, but this one comes with a 35mm. Millimeter, not milliliter. What am I talking about? So anyway, the versatility is awesome because I happen to have the G6 kit and the Triton. It's very universal. I can switch back and forth between all of it. So I love this system. It's awesome. This is if I really want to vape for a longer period of time. Me or Christina, we're sitting watching TV or we're doing something or taking a walk and want to take something with us. It's going to last a while. This is what I pick, literally because it's larger. But as far as the form factor, you know, I don't necessarily want this in my pocket or something. This is if we're traveling, like we went to Vegas, we brought these systems. When we go to Blade Show, we'll bring these systems just because it lasts longer. It's much bigger than what I'm used to. You know, keep in mind, I'm used to the little G6. All right, so it slips in the pocket, weighs nothing, tiny. You know, it's small, right? This is big to me, but trust me, it's not a big kit at all. I mean, people get into mods and they're fat. I mean, Jesus, it looks like they're passing off the Olympic torch sometimes. It's huge. So, you know, to each their own. It's a good middle ground though. Gives you a lot more battery power, gives you a lot more juice, gives you a longer experience without having to refill and recharge. But it's not ridiculous. I mean, some of the things are a lot bigger. So I really recommend this for beginners. I think all the Halo stuff is fantastic for people who are just getting into vaping, just because of the simplicity of it. Is it going to be the best system in the world? No, of course not. Just like anything else, you know. But as you climb up in options and things you can do and programmable things and electronic and all, I mean, there's really cool stuff out there. But then the money goes up too. All right, $65 for 2 of these, ready to go. All you gotta do is get some juice and you're good to go. I mean, it'll last forever. These things are awesome. Not for the advanced vapors out there, perfect for beginners, all right? Actually, I think the G6 is perfect for beginners. But if you want to step it up a little, like I did, I went to something a little bit bigger, a little bit more capable, and I get a little bit of a better experience because the flavor is more true to the juice, all right? So that is the Halo Triton. Highly, highly recommended by myself and Christina. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care.